And that is what I've really been concentrating on, and what you guys do in the ring, as far as finishes, as far as the involvement of the referees. We need to really examine that when we lay out the matches today. I got to tell you guys, man, you guys know I podcast every week. I'm probably watching 10 hours of wrestling a week. And also,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
oh my God.
but also, listen, guys, to call a spade, I'm watching it 10 hours a week, and I'm also seeing the viewing audience decline. And I have to tell you why that is, and this is why this is so important for us here. And I don't mean to insult the wrestlers, but I've always considered myself a casual fan. I always did, because that perspective gave me a little bit of an advantage in the business, because I didn't become a writer by being a wrestler for 25 years. I was a fan, and I found out early on that helped me in the business, because I was able to look at the business with a pair of fresh eyes. So I never got away from that. And I always tried to stay true to my roots of where I came from. I'm also an avid television viewer. And here's what drives me crazy about the wrestling business to this day. And this is the reason why I think wrestling is losing its audience. Television today is becoming so freaking sophisticated, it's not even funny. The shows that are on TV today, shows like, Breaking Bad and, The Living Dead, whatever. I mean, the sophistication of television is freaking ridiculous. So what happens now to that casual television viewer? Every week from 8 to 11 o'clock at night, that casual television viewer is turning on Monday Night Raw, and people like me are sitting back saying, that's not the way regular people would act. Those are not the things that regular people would say. And I hate to use this expression, but a lot of times in wrestling, they do what they know, and they do what they're used to. And unfortunately, 30 years later, that stuff doesn't work anymore. And to me, I take it so freaking personally. My biggest pet peeve is when people laugh at the wrestling business. When people laugh at what we do. And here's what pisses me off about that more than anything. We bring that upon ourselves. We're the ones writing the show. We're the ones producing the show. So if somebody is watching the show and not believing it and laughing at it, it's our fault. And nobody is changing that. So what I'm really trying to do in writing these shows is I'm trying to bring wrestling into 2016 and make it as real as possible. Listen, guys, I know every wrestling book in the game. I mean, I've been watching wrestling for freaking 40-something years. I know every finish. I know what every wrestler is going to say when. I know when the ref's going to take a bump. I know it. And it would be so easy for me to write it that way. But that's transparent today, and people see right through that. So I am really making an effort in writing these shows and writing your characters and writing situations that people are going to watch this and they're going to be able to relate to it because it's going to be very real. I say this all the time, and it's unfortunate. Nobody talks like wrestlers. When you put on Monday Night Raw and you're listening to the majority of the wrestlers talk, real life people don't talk that way. They don't act that way. It's wrestlers in wrestling mode, and as I said, the more television becomes sophisticated, the more and more that is so unbelievable to people at home. So I'm telling you that because it's real important when you guys get together and lay out these matches. I want to believe what I'm seeing. A lot of that has to do with, man, they still do it to this day, and it drives me freaking nuts. If you think and you use your head, we won't make referees look like blithering idiots. There's no reason to make the refs look like idiots. You can get to the finish you want, you could tell the story that you want, but you're just going to have to think a little bit more. Like I said, there's an automatic way to do everything, and it's so easy for the ref to take his bump, the fight's going on behind his back, and he's yelling at the guy in the corner for no apparent reason. That makes us look stupid. So when you guys get together, lay out the matches, I just want you to be aware of that. I want you to be aware of your characters in the ring. Don't be so caught up in, this is what happens a lot of times, guys. I live this. Guys are so concerned with memorizing their spots that the first thing that goes out their window is the character. Because they can't remember every spot and how my character would act. So the first thing they forget about is their character. Well, guess what? If everybody does that, all of a sudden everybody's the same. Nobody has a character anymore. So I want you to be aware of how your characters would act and react in the ring. That's vital. We're doing now, I know we just put up Thursday's show, and between my website and Rocky Mountain website, I mean, since Thursday, 2,500 people have watched the show. I'm also going to tell you guys this, we're going to go back to a formula where every 4 weeks we're going to do a TV show, and once a month we're working to the big show. And that big show is going to start being on a demand basis, where people are going to start having to pay for that show to see it. And I mean, Matt, I think you could tell them 10 buys is going to help the school and help everybody here. But I want them to turn on this product and say, wait a minute, the wrestling I see on Monday night is not like this. Something is different. And the business does need to change, and the business does need to evolve, and it can, as long as we just don't keep doing what we're used to doing and what we've seen play out on television the last 40 years. That's the easy way.
Vince, I just you missed the first part of my seminar. It was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Thinking out of the box, just because it's wrestling, doesn't mean we have to do it that way. Think out of the box, there's different ways to do things. It's called using your brain. He said he's hitting the nail on the head. He's hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, like there are instances in this show I'm going to point out because I want you guys to see how I'm thinking it through. I literally could write this show in 60 seconds with the wrestling formula I know over the past 40 years. I do not want to repeat something I've already seen. So as I go through the show, it may sound foreign to you because it's not the norm. And you're going to see as we go through it. We are going to open up first. Cody, where's Cody? I need you to get dressed right away because I know you're not there sometimes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I need you to cut a promo, so we got to get it tonight. But where's Royce? Royce, you challenged Cody last week because he screwed you a couple of times. What I'm trying to get over here really is, Royce, I think you're a great character. I think you're there. I think you're only going to get better. We've talked about that, but now we've got to let that rub off on Cody. So what I'm really looking for here is, Cody, we talked about your character a little bit. You're going to come in the ring all apologetic. You know, listen, bro, this has gone too far. I don't want this. I know you don't want it, etc., etc., etc. Extend your hand. Royce is just going to lay you out. And basically, Royce, what I'm looking for here is sympathy on Cody. Like, bro, he keeps coming back, crawling up on you to the point of you're like, lay down, you stupid. You know what I'm saying, Cody? Because now I want to get the sympathy on you. And I want, you know, Ross to literally beat the crap out, but you keep getting up. And he's almost laughing at some point because he can't believe this. That's what's going to get the people behind you. Okay, so that's going to be the first match. We're going to have 2 shows. We're going to have three matches on both shows. The second match is the Balance against Too Cool. This is a rematch with Steven. Now, when I'm writing this show, I'm saying to myself, okay, hold on a minute. Steven should be suspended for what he did to the referee last week. He should immediately be suspended without pay. Well, the only problem is Vince Russo is the executive producer of the show. So I know what Steven did to the referee is freaking ratings. So I have to find a way to keep Steven and the Balance, put them back on TV, but I've got to cover for it. You know, like, you know, Steven, you've got a problem. Punishing you is not going to solve your problem. I believe in everybody getting a second chance, yada, yada, yada. But you see, that's the story behind them. I liked that he laid out the referee. That's why he's not going to get suspended. That's going to come out in storyline. And what I'd like to do here, you guys, is something a little different. Because last week, Steven, you know, you got DQ'd because you wouldn't stop. We got to keep that going. But I think what we might want to do to be a little different is maybe, you know, Steven and whoever, you know, was in the ring at the time, maybe you're the legal guys and the fight goes to the outside. Okay. And maybe the other 2 guys are selling whatever, but you're, again, on top. We need to get somebody here that's not on the show. We need somebody to start heckling you. Okay, so all of a sudden now, basically what happens is you take your mind off your opponent, you start, I want you slapping the crap out of a patron. You know, meanwhile, your opponent and Too Cool or the perfect, you are the perfect guys, is crawling back into the ring. So he beats you to the 10 count. So a way for you guys to back into it again, a way to keep the story with your temper going. And Tyler, you know how to act like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? We're going to fight fans now? I mean, you're really... Meanwhile, I'm sitting back there and I'm loving what he's doing. So I just want you guys to kind of understand the thought that's going into it. The third one, very, very important the way we do this. Allie and Angel are going to have a match, okay? And you know, Angel, we've been telling the story. You're a great wrestler. She knows she can't out-wrestle you. So she's always going to bully tactics because she knows she's going to lose a wrestling match to you. Right. We are going to do something very different here that has never been done before. And I can't believe in 2016 this hasn't happened yet. Okay? Allie, you got to get borderline being DQ'd. Borderline. Because you don't want to get DQ'd. You know that. Okay? So you got to get borderline being DQ'd. The ref keeps trying to stop you, but it's got to be real borderline, whoever refs the match. Finally, I want to do a spot where Angel makes a little bit of a comeback, and you do something big to hurt her. Okay. Hurt her. Angel, I really want to believe you're hurt. Okay. I mean, you can't get up. The ref, you got to really sell this. You know, she's hurt. You're talking to her. We'll work all this out. But the bottom line is the referee stops the fight because Angel can't continue. Okay? Now, where we go from there is the following week, I call Angel in my office and I'm like, wait a minute. This is 2016. The fact that you could not continue the fight should not penalize Allie. Therefore, Angel, I appreciate the effort, but your title is going out. See, these are the things that I'm talking about. If she couldn't continue the fight and the ref stops the fight, she's still the champion, the title didn't change hands, that's ridiculous. She hurt her opponent. Why should she be penalized? She had a shot at the title. So it's stuff like that we're going to do. So we're going to go off the air with that.
Right.
And I think let's really go over this now, because I think we need like some of the boys. Like I think you'll be an announce. You know, you come. I mean, I really want to sell that you are hurt. I mean,
Okay.
seriously.
Okay.
So it needs to be something. Matt, do you want to do we know who's going to lay out the match? Will you help with it?
I'll help with it.
I think, Matt, if it's something that looks like a neck injury or something like that, holy crap, she's really screwed up. Okay, so that's the end of the first show. I'll try to go to through the second one a little bit more quickly. 3 matches on the second show. The first match is going to be Jason against Marty. Where's Jason? Where's Marty? We'll go over this, but JC, keep in mind now, you just came out of your shell. You just took the mask off. Nobody's going to tell you what to do anymore. You're your own man. We're working towards Abyss, October 14th, and you got the perfect opponent. So this should really be an out-of-control brawl. You know, with both your characters, and you know, you're not going to wrestle a wrestling match with the backstory that we told, and especially knowing you've got Abyss next. So this should kind of be a brawl type fight all over the place. That's the idea of that. The second one is going to be Mario against Chavo. Where's Mario? I'm used to the green shirt. You see, bro, I was looking for a green shirt. We'll go over that. We'll go over that after this. Here's the main event. Now, Titus has sent the girls on vacation for 2 weeks. Everything they've been doing, they've been needing a break. But in the meantime, you still have the power to call the shots around here. So you've booked a match for the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship, and it's a 3-way between Curtis, Humphrey, and Sam. Sam's the champion. It's a 3-way. You're going to come out for color on that match, okay? The idea I'm trying to paint, is Sam here?
He's not here.
He is coming though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. The idea I'm trying to paint with Sam is that, listen, when we all look at Sam, I know the first person I think of is John Cena. He's the baby face, John Cena. You know, he's the hood ornament of the company. Finally, we got rid of Hoodie. Now we got Sam. Well, the only problem is Sam isn't the guy we really thought he was. So it's kind of like if the WWE would turn John Cena heel. But it's going to be like a very slow way. The idea is he's going to walk to the beat of his own drum and nobody's going to tell him what to do. So it's very important here. Who's going to play out this match with that? Can you take it too? Okay. Yeah.
And Sam's in it, so it'll be pretty easy with Sam.
This is what I'm looking for here. But again, this is like the most important match of the night where I don't want the ref to look stupid. Okay? Basically, there needs to be a spot where, Curtis, I don't know if you're down selling. I don't know what the case may be, but it needs to be Humphrey and Sam. And literally, it needs to look like Humphrey is going to win the match, and he is going to be the new champion, but Sam is somehow, some way going to screw you to keep the title on himself. So now we're going to know, like you've already started with him last week. He's pissed off about that. So now we're going to start seeing Sam ain't the white bread baby face that we all thought he was. And that's going to be the last thing on the show. So that's it. So there's 6 matches. I would say, guys, the main should probably get about 10. I would say everything else, guys, like 6, 7 minutes.
We have to get this done in an hour. We have to be done tearing the ring down in an hour.
Yeah.
So we have to stick with our times. We're not showing pre-tapes.
No.
So announcers were match, boom. We're going to the next one. Real quick too, we are going to be up in the projection room again. We are going to come down the stairs again. This is for camera people. So who's the rover tonight? Danny is. Let Danny know, and then okay. Well, either way, and announcers, don't start announcing their name until they get to the bottom of the steps and come around here. That way for Kelly, for editing purposes, he can come in while music's playing and he sees them instead of you announce them and they're running down the steps trying not to fall down because it's dark.
Okay.
So don't announce until they are at least the bottom chairs here.
Platform there?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all I got.
But like I said, guys, just please be very careful about the way you're laying out the matches. I'm telling you guys, that's everything. Let's protect the referees. If you get stuck, ask me for an idea, ask Matt for an idea. I mean, we're here to help each other if you get set in a particular spot. Also, very important, if I tell you a story or I give you something in a match and you don't understand it, ask questions. Because either one or two things, either I missed something or you don't understand where I'm going. So like if I give you a story, a match, whatever, and you don't understand why is Vince doing this, please ask me. Because if you understand where we're going and what we're doing, it'll be a lot easier for everybody. Any questions? Let's go get them, guys.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Skirts. Get the skirts on. Help Kelly with the lights. We'll figure that out. Is there anything else that needs to get done? Okay, black mat on, skirts, and then get the lights up.
Do it again, Poppy.
Over here.